Greetings, greetings, greetings. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Seti Saturdays, Seti Saturday, February the 10th, 2024. We are so happy to be here with you today to give you information continually to empower your life, to change the status quo, to create a means and a ways for the masses of us, those of us who have been disconnected, those of us who have not been allowed to interact and to live our best lives, those of us who have been put on hold, who run up against the injustices of this world, against the challenges that are always before the masses in terms of simply achieving a comfortable life. We enjoin you to listen. We enjoin you to pay attention. We enjoin you to take action upon the information that we deliver. Our company, Seti Inc., we believe we invent tomorrow. Today, you can reach out to us at www.tasetiinc.com. Schedule your free consultation. We deal and handle many, many things. You know that we talk about on our broadcast quite a bit about alternative finance. And in that sense, we talk often and mainly about decentralized finance, but there are many tools in which one can use to garner power, to garner economic strength, to gain financial wherewithal. We are management consultants, business advisors. We are experts in digital economics, digital financial literacy, decentralized cryptocurrency interaction. Our four major pillars: wealth management consulting, strategic planning, wealth creation, financial development, wealth management, and wealth security. These are all critical in terms of your person, your family, your business. And so you want to reach out to us again at www.tasetiinc.com is the website, customer service at tasetiinc.com to learn about what you should and or could be doing differently to empower, strengthen, expand your capacities, resources, and capabilities. Now, we want to get right into this. And today I want to ask us a question. The question I'm asking is, what is your freedom worth? What is your freedom worth? What is our freedom worth? Oftentimes, if we're living in a condition or a situation that we find comfortable to some degree, we are able to do what we believe we want to do to whatever degree that is. We may not even think about this question. But what we need to understand, everyone, is the world is continuing to change. There are push and pulls, forces that are existing in the world today. And there are those who have plans for, quote, humankind that they believe is best for all of us. They have not sent us a survey. They have not uh, issued or sought to enact a plebiscite. They have not sought to send a vote. They have not sought to do anything to get necessarily the perspectives of the very people in which they talk about and have made certain determinations for, you and I. But these forces and powers have determined that in their own interests, they know what's best for us. This surely is a challenge to our freedoms, to our right of choice, our God-given, if you will, right of choice is under attack. We must understand today that as we talk about technologies and as we talk about opportunities, the reason we exhort you to firmly be listening, to firmly be paying attention, to do and to take action, to learn, if nothing else, first and foremost, to become well educated on what's going on and what options and choices you and I have to safeguard and to protect ourselves, our families, our homes, our businesses, because there are forces and powers that simply do not give a damn about you and I. In truth, although their narratives, their storylines may indicate that they purportedly do, their actions, and even in some senses, their very writings let us know that their interest is not our interest, or at least it shouldn't be if we are awakened and educated about what's going on. Now, a few weeks ago, in this, we continue, by the way, our series, Why Should You Be in DeFi? Why should you be involved in decentralized finance? This is part 6 of that series. And what we're setting out to do here is to lay the groundwork, provide information and data for you to do your own research, for you to begin to understand, for you to contact us and learn more and get involved. Because as the days and the hours go by, there are powers and forces that seek to limit our freedoms, choices, our rights, our abilities to do what we believe is best for ourselves and our families. They believe they know better than we do for ourselves. Now, I want to just begin to really dig a little deep into this. You may recall that just maybe about a month ago or so, the president of JP Morgan, the bank, one of the largest banks in the world, went before Congress and talked about decentralized finance, one of its mechanisms, Bitcoin, and began to say, in short, that this is something that Congress should act against, that Congress should destroy, that Congress should in some way dismantle, stop us from being able to engage in it. He said such things, paraphrasing, that decentralized finance and cryptocurrency and the like of it was a place of criminals, criminal behavior, people who were dodging the law, in short. And yet, just recently, and not the first time, mind you, JP Morgan gets fined $18 million, $18 million. And for what? For forcing customers to stay silent about the bank's bad behavior, i.e., alleged improprieties, alleged law breaking. And who, in fact, is alleging this? The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is alleging this. And so they were fined $18 million because JP Morgan is accused of forcing its clients who they had wronged, in order for these clients to in some way be made whole. They forced their clients to sign documents which indicated that these clients could never tell on them. Right? This is the same bank that's telling you, giving you and I a narrative about something else, telling us it's criminally involved, it's law breaking, it should be dismantled and stopped. And yet, time and time again, JP Morgan and other banks are fined because of alleged or direct impropriety, law breaking, and harassment even of its customers. These are the same people. Can we believe anything these people say? Can we believe that such people like this have our best interests at heart? I would find it hard to believe, and you should too. This is why we must understand the nature of self-governance. And it is decentralized finance. One of its aspects, one of its purities, if you will, is self-governance. Self-governance. It is the power of decentralization, in fact, which helps to balance things out. Because even though there's certainly people involved in decentralized finance who could be sexist, who could be racist, who could be whatever they are, it literally doesn't matter, because the mechanisms of the technology are in control and not those human beings. And then on top of that, we can build on top of open source materials that give anyone the ability to divert from or change, i.e., fork to something better for the people. There's no centralized control, so there is no person dictating anything. It is, in fact, communities, the people, our interactions with the technology that is giving the people power. But some of us are a bit lazy. Some of us do not want to take any responsibility, and therefore centralized powers may, and still do at least, have control over us and dictate to us narratives falsely about what we should be doing, what this or that is, and etc. Pay attention, watch what's going on. Now, we might remember that just a few weeks ago, the SEC did, in fact, give approval for spot Bitcoin ETFs. There's a lot to that. We've talked a little bit about it, but we want to focus in on the fact that the SEC chair, Mr. Gary Gensler, really didn't want to do that. He really did not, it seemingly did not want to approve these ETFs. His comments and words after it indicate that it wasn't necessarily, let's say, his first choice. But because of lawsuits that had been brought up against the SEC by major investment corporations, right? Centralized corporations like BlackRock and Grayscale and others, the SEC was forced, after losing such lawsuits and by pressure, we can imagine, by these very, 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 very rich and powerful investment firms, because they want to get in the game. Now, again, they were all dismissing decentralized finance years ago. They were all really saying it's maybe it's a passing fade even, right? But after 15 plus years, after 10 years of Bitcoin itself proving its strength by being, the strongest asset in 10 years, earning somewhere in the neighborhood of some 20 million, is it 20 million percent, I believe it is, in 10 years. Nothing outpacing it, not gold, silver, bonds, stocks, blue chips, nothing outpaced Bitcoin over the last 10 years. Hard now for people to just simply turn away from it. And so the clients, the customers of these major investment firms, they want in. They want in the game, and therefore they being the investment houses, pushed and pressured the SEC. But Mr. Gensler is not simply backing off. He's not simply going to let bygones be bygones, so to speak. No. Even though this product is in, he said, I believe, and I'm going to say paraphrasing here, he said, even though we approve these spot Bitcoin ETFs, we do not endorse Bitcoin. They don't endorse Bitcoin. They don't endorse decentralized systems as it exists today. Right? They're not for this, is the point. And what has now happened is that it seemingly the SEC has moved further to restrict, to attack the industry. Coming out now with new rules, SEC rules will require crypto businesses to adhere to standards that might stifle innovation. Stifle innovation. Listen, technology, even in terms of stocks, in the stock market, the technology stocks were the things that kept the stock market booming. Anything that stifles, destroys, inhibits innovation is destructive within itself to economies, in particular in a world that is vastly growing in terms of technologies. Why then would the SEC seek to employ rules, or any governing regulatory agency or Congress or anyone seek to enforce rules that would inhibit the agency of development, the agency of growth? It's already bad enough, isn't it, that hardly you and I, who might be the true geniuses of the world, in fact, have a difficult time mobilizing our capital, our money, in order to go into business, to take our genius to the next level so that we might do something good for humankind. And oftentimes it is these big investment houses or venture capitalists, which are spinoffs often or funded by some of these same houses that control innovation through the use of capital, right? But if that's not bad enough, now we have regulatory agencies seeking to employ rules that really will hammer down, obviously, on the smaller companies and entities that are involved first and foremost. But this is so bad, in fact, that the industry is now pushing back, with many people beginning to write, talk about, and argue against these regulations that the SEC is now pushing. Why are we talking about all of this? In fact, because you and I need to be involved right now in decentralized finance. While the opportune time exists, while it is somewhat still easy to do things, learn today, learn today. You want to contact us, reach out to us on any of our social media. And in fact, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share this broadcast being brought to you on Facebook and YouTube, being brought to you on other channels as well through other means. And check us out, of course, very shortly on our Instagram, as well as at taseti.inc on Instagram. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Now, listen, while all of this is going on, the power of blockchain, the power of decentralized finance continues to prove it cannot be stopped. We don't see any stopping of anything in truth, right? But it is to say that we should not simply um, be sleeping on this. Understand, even if you had a wall built, even if you had muscle and utility and might and power, if there are forces that are arraying themselves against you to destroy you, you need to take that seriously, even if you yourself are believe that you're capable of fighting back or resisting anything that these forces might bring upon you. It is wisdom for us to be aware, and it's wisdom from us to prepare for the onslaught of those who seek to destroy the greatest mechanism of technology, a blessing from the Most High and the ancestors, for us, the average everyday man and woman, to even the playing field of economics, to even, in which, in fact, we must understand that evening the playing field economically evens the playing field overall, because money is the driving root. Capital is the driving root of existence in this human world of Western civilization that we live in. Capital. Capital pushes politics. Capital pushes business. Capital pushes how you live in your home, what neighborhoods you live in, what food you eat, and everything else. Blockchain and decentralized finance is here for you and I, for the masses, to even the playing field and to bring justice and true equality. But we must interact with it, we must learn about it, and we must get involved. Now, for the naysayers who see the markets of crypto going up and down, which all markets do this regardless of whatever you might get involved in, if it's a market driven, market force rate reality, then in fact there will be ups and downs. But as interesting as it may seem, when the spot big Bitcoin ETFs happen and money, billions of dollars, begin to move into the crypto markets, some of us saw or might know that the market seemingly dropped. They went red. Many of the top blue chip cryptocurrencies went red, and many others went into the red. But now, as some analysts have described, this is beginning now to filter out. The correction in the market has taken place. We are now seeing the markets begin to rebound and become robust. And yes, there are a number of things that are taking place over the next few months, not to mention the next couple of years, that you and I could do extremely well. Family, you want to get involved. We exhort you. We exhort you to learn. Do not be simply a bystander standing on the road. Do not be simply one who sits in the bleachers, who sits in the audience and watches other people in the game. Do not do that. Do not do that. Get involved today. Make yourself a knowledgeable person about that which is manifesting and taking place all over the world, whether you want to be involved or not. Over the next few years, you will be involved in some sort of digital economics, some usage of digital currency or coins or tokens, what have you, of some kind. The big thing of issue here is, what will you be involved in, and what power, if any, will you have in it? We welcome you to learn. We welcome you to power. We welcome you to free choice. We welcome you to freedom and to keep your freedom. Regardless of how much money you think you have today, if earning wealth is not important to you, then maybe the control and the protection of your wealth might be important. If not for you, maybe for the generations that follow you. We invite you to join us. We invite you to reach out to us. Again, customer service at TySetiInc.com. Reach out to us. Be a part of our growing club of cryptocurrency interaction, decentralized interaction. Be a part of our classes where you can learn and understand how this will and is impacting us even this very moment. We thank you so much for joining us. May you have a peace and prosperous weekend. Peace and power to you all. We thank you so much. Make sure, again, you like, share, hit that like button, get that algorithm pumping. Spread this word. This is a word of freedom, choice, power, and prosperity. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend.